Hey kids, I hope you've been having a good week. I called over to the agency again and they said they were going to send over Frogger. Oops, that might be him now. Wait a minute. That's not Frogger. And who might you be, kind sir?
I am Louis Lepin, the fastest rabbit in all of France.
Very impressive. Lepin, isn't that the French word for rabbit?
It is indeed, monsieur. I see I am not the only swift one in this room.
Why, thank you.
Not at all the slow-witted person Frogger said you would be.
Wait a minute, Frogger said I was slow-witted?
Yes, monsieur, but lovable.
Well, at least he said I was lovable.
Yes, a lovable oaf. I think those were his exact words.
I'll have to have a talk with Frogger the next time I see him. By the way, where is Frogger?
He had the family reunion over at the IHOP.
A frog reunion at the IHOP. Very fitting.
Ah, very witty, monsieur.
Of course, I guess you rabbits could have a family reunion at the IHOP also.
I am not following.
You know, rabbits hop, frogs hop, so they could both meet at the IHOP.
Still not getting it.
It's not important. Anyway, welcome Louis, and thank you for filling in for Frogger.
Not at all, monsieur. When the agency called and they said they needed someone very quickly, I said, who is quicker than Louis Lepin, the fastest rabbit in all of France?
That's great, Louis. Welcome to our show, or as you French would say, bienvenue.
Ah, sir, I see that you are well educated. Not at all the Philistine Frogger said you would be.
Thank you.
You have studied French in some detail, no?
Indeed I have.
So if I dropped you in the middle of France, could you survive?
It would depend on how high you drop me from.
Ah, very witty again, monsieur. But to the work. Louis Lepin is all about the work.
Actually, Louis, I'm especially glad you in particular are here today, because our Bible verse is about the swift, and as you know,
no one is swifter than Louis Lepin, the fastest rabbit in all of France. I understand completely, monsieur.
Well, let's take a look at our verse, Louis. This is from the book of Ecclesiastes. Louis, would you like to read this for us, please?
The race is not to the swift. I am not sure I agree, monsieur, but I am open-minded. And the battle is not to the strong, nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned, but time and chance happen to them all. Ecclesiastes 9:11b.
Well, thank you, Louis. We learn a number of things from this verse. The race is not to the swift. The fastest person doesn't always win the race. Maybe they'll pull a muscle or something. And the battle doesn't always go to the strong. Sometimes the strongest army doesn't win. Nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned. Just because you're very smart, you know, a lot of insight, and you know a lot of things, you're educated, doesn't mean you'll necessarily get rich or have great worldly success. But time and chance happen to them all. Even if you find success in this world, still one day everyone's success ends. We're going to die. So we have to have a hope beyond this world. So the race is not to the swift, and the battle not to the strong. So we have to trust in God. If you want to have success in this world, you have to trust in God. because our times are in His hand, and it's as we trust Him. We might not always win, but things will go our way in general. He'll bless us. And even if things go our way, time and chance, someday our lives will end. So we need to have a hope beyond this world and trust in God, ask Jesus to forgive our sins so we can have a hope beyond this world and not just live for success in this world, but success in the life to come. Well, Louis, as I said, it's been a pleasure having you with us here today.
The honor is mine, monsieur.
Give my best to Froger when you see him, won't you?
I will, monsieur.
Say, isn't that your bus?
It is indeed, monsieur.
Better hurry, you might miss it.
Not to worry, monsieur, for I am Louis Le Pen, the fastest rabbit in all of France.
Should have worked on the stopping.